All right, hey guys. So what we're gonna talk, you should be happy that I got the camera all situated before I pressed record, so we're off to a good start. What I wanna talk about today is, since last week we talked about the importance of setting goals and how you should look at it differently and more into the real big why that you have those specific goals. The next thing is reward and celebration once you hit them or start making milestones towards it. Because I feel a lot of us, and I've definitely done this, is we will use food to motivate us. So it kind of becomes this unhealthy relationship. And especially if it's something when it comes to your health or your diet or weight loss or whatever it might be, rewarding yourself with food is just I spit on this notebook, is just only going to make it worse. So what you need to do is you need to not look at food or treats or dessert as something you can only get once you do this, that, and the other. And this may be something that not everyone agrees with, but food should always be available to you, no matter what. No matter what your diet is, no matter what your goals are, it should always be available to you. There shouldn't be anything that's off limits. It should just be there. Because a couple things will happen, and I talk about this in my webinar, Experience Freedom from the Athletic Mindset, using these 3 simple shifts, is believing that nothing is off limits. Now, there definitely are extremes to that, and I, for one, have definitely done that myself. But once you fully believe that nothing is off limits, and you take a healthier approach to really seeing what it is that your body wants, rather than what your brain or your stressor, desires, or whatever it is wants, it starts to become less appealing. So you know when you're like underage, drinking and smoking sounds like a cool rebellious thing to do, and then like once you hit 20, like I've heard this from so many people, once you hit 21, like drinking is just it's just there. Not that big of a deal anymore because it's legal and you're allowed to do it. But because you aren't allowed to do it, or it has a stigma of you can't, then you want to rebel and go and do it. So there's always going to be some part of us that wants to rebel against what we're told to do or what we should be doing. And some people have very limited control in their life, and the one thing they can is food. So they want to rebel using that. But if you take away the stigma of I can't have this, and everything is readily available, then that appeal is going to go away. You're going to start to be able to deal with those emotions a little better. You're going to be able to start dealing with those stressors a little bit better. And so it doesn't look as rewarding. Like a cupcake no longer is something that I have like twice a year. It's something that I can have on a Tuesday if I want, and something that I could have in another 6 months, but only if I want to. If I want to have it sooner, I can. So once you start taking away the I can't and it's off limits, it's no longer appealing really, because it's readily available. So, and then you start asking yourself like, well, do I even feel good when I eat this? Do I feel satisfied, or does it fill the void that I want it to? And then you start working more and more on those deeper things rather than just masking it with food. So a couple things that I like to do that are celebrations and reward that aren't food driven are going for a walk, sleeping in, reading a book, allowing myself a couple hours to just do whatever I want and breathe. I like to work out, and yeah, it's something I do every day, but sometimes I will take a different approach. Last weekend we flipped tires with a friend, and that was part of our workout, something I hadn't done for a couple years actually. I can never find tires. But that was something that was really exciting. Like, I'll go to the gym and I'll be able to flip tires. And it doesn't have to be anything hairy and scary and like this giant monumental thing that I can't have until this point. I actually like to use rewards and celebrations throughout, whether I reached a goal or I'm currently working on it, because then that keeps you going and you're not living in that deprivation and I can't do this until I reach this goal or I accomplish this thing. I'm doing my journal. I'm on day 5. I'm 5 days in, and yesterday I went and so when I'm recording this, I'm 5 days in. And yesterday, so on Friday, and you might have seen my post, I got a cupcake. And 5 days in, I am trying to eat healthier, or based on my goals, you probably wouldn't think that I would get a cupcake for myself or use that as reward, but I did it. I used it as, you know what, this is something that I've been wanting to get for a couple weeks now. And instead of depriving myself and making me feel guilty that I can't do this until I X whatever it is, I just went and got it. And I had a really good and productive day yesterday because I got a cupcake. And that was it. It wasn't anything really crazy or ridiculous. You should just do it, because once you start rewarding yourself for taking care of yourself, then you're gonna start doing more. So I think that's gonna be the big thing here. You might notice that as I do these videos, I'm kind of just talking and walking through, and then I'll come to a point that I really want to really hit home, is reward yourself along the journey. Don't have it as a specific milestone. Just start doing it. Just start giving yourself nice days. Just start buying yourself flowers. You don't have to buy yourself flowers just because you've reached a goal or you're only going to do it at this point. Just do it now. Reward yourself and take care of yourself and be nice to yourself now. Because if you're good to the person that you are now, imagine how awesome you're going to be to the person in the future. So start working and loving on yourself. I know that's kind of like hippy dippy stuff, but it's true. The more you take care of yourself now, the better you are going to be in the future. So start doing that. Don't look at it as you have to hit a certain goal in order to be nice to yourself. That's probably different than the first thing I started with, but like I said, I just talk through things and then it'll come up. So that's my challenge for you this week. How can you start being nice to yourself and rewarding yourself for just getting through the days, just being nice? And it doesn't have to be maybe the big gigantic thing that you want it to be, but how can it be small so that you can build up to maybe that like big goal of a cruise or vacation? Maybe you just do a staycation. Maybe you give yourself a couple hours. Maybe you give yourself 10 minutes. Whatever it is that's going to kind of recharge you and get you going to continue on, that's what you need to do. That's my advice. That's my thoughts. Celebration and reward doesn't have to be with food. Just look at food as a necessity that you can always have. It's always going to be there, and it's going to take away those thoughts of only for special occasions, because then that's not as fun. As always, stay tuned if you want to join my private group. It's called Creating Your Confident Fit. We're going to be talking a little bit more about things, diving in a little bit more, sharing our own goals as we keep going. If you would like to talk about this a little bit more, or maybe this has hit home with you, I would love to chat more and do a free discovery call with you. You can do that and sign up for that at confidentfit.com/apply. I look forward to that. Otherwise, stay tuned. There will be more posts going out on my Confident Fit coaching page. Keep an eye out for that with other things going on, and stay tuned next week for another video. Have a great day and talk to you guys soon. Bye guys. I feel like my teeth are really whiter than they really are in this shot. I'd love to chat with you, and skin's getting a little bit better. Can you see the cupcake on my face? It's not literally cupcake, it's just the zits. My face doesn't like. This is what happens when you like start to eat healthy. Your face breaks out when you are nice to yourself. It's not, it's just me. Okay, hi.